Hello there and welcome to my channel. This is Non-Gone and today we're playing Deathloop on the PS5. This is a speed plat, so we're going to try and get the trophies as quickly as possible. My run was 6 hours and 13 minutes, but it was kind of a train wreck. You can do it at least an hour faster using these strategies. If you don't care about time, that's fine too. This will give you a fairly efficient way to get all the trophies in the game. It's going to be a little confusing because this game is a lot of scheduling and prerequisites and little tasks. So if you want to use this as a guide, just make sure you pay a lot of attention and understand why you're doing what you're doing. Before we get into the run itself, I got to talk about breaking the loop. It's the main point of the game. It's what you're going to have to do it for the platinum, of course, and it will get you to the credits. And you can track your visionary leads and go through a whole bunch of different steps to figure it all out. That's sort of the point of the game. You don't need to do all those steps, so I'm going to give you the minimum amount of steps, but at least explain why you're going where you're going. So to break the loop, there's only one route that you can take, and that's called the perfect loop. You have to kill all the visionaries in one day and then get on a rocket ship and go take care of Juliana and yourself. And since all of these tasks are already in my run, I'm just going to make a few little graphics here. I know they're not great, but they'll work. This is what a perfect loop looks like right here. And you can just pause the video if you want to read it more in depth. Now, you can't just do that from the beginning of the game. The game's all about discovery and finding door codes and intel and information and what you need to do. And you can skip a lot of that if you know what you're doing, but the codes are random, so you have to do at least a little bit. And so I'm just running graphics across here for the minimum steps that are required to set up the perfect loop. Again, if there's other steps in your quest, you do not have to do them. You only have to do this. There's also a little cheat sheet in there for skipping the pictograms, so you don't have to go into Fia's bunker and figure out what the code is for that cassette puzzle. I'll be putting that back up during that part in my run, but that's pretty much it. That's all we got to do. If you look at glitchless speedrunners on speedrun.com, you'll see this route gets put together in like 20 segments or something, 8 days, and can be done in under an hour. But you will, of course, not get any story, and you will not get anywhere near all the trophies you need. So my goal is to take that same route and expand it using my free time and doing more in each segment that I'm already there to add all of the other little requirements that I need and you'll need to get the platinum. So I'm going to put a bunch of counters up here on the screen and we'll be sort of grabbing stuff as we can, but hopefully this will get you where you need to go. I got it in 6:13 and you could definitely do better. So good luck and let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is go into the options menu and enable the accessibility options, anything that'll make things go quicker. That's infinite reprises, aim assist, one-hit kills, loop stress minimum, loot strength high. I understand that this trivializes it, but we're trying to go fast. We're not trying to do it difficult. So that's what we're going to use, and let's get started. After your first unskippable cutscene, the path is very linear. The only thing you need on this particular run is the hack-a-majig that's required to move forward. Just head right up the path. When you get to the enemies after your first execution tutorial, run right past them and hack the door and just go in. Go up to the library, pull the lever, then jump out the window and you're done. When you wake up, grab the gun, this time the trinket, the hack-a-majig. When you get to your first door, type in 0451 and you'll get your first trophy. As soon as that, then go ahead and autofill with the correct combo. And then as soon as that goes, grab your machete, grenade, and other trinket, and then run out and grab your first slab. That will get you your second trophy. So the game's going to give you a tutorial on trinkets, which is kind of irrelevant, but there is a trophy for carrying 36 different ones into the field with you. I got a list of all of them and I cross them off as I equip them. So we're going to cross off Spring Healed and Shock Absorber and move on. So we're going to start in Updom in the morning and the game waypoints will take you to your apartment, which is the story. So go ahead and go in there. Grab the first 2 messages off this computer, but not the other 2. Otherwise you'll get alerted. Grab the nail gun off the desk and then shoot your way out of your apartment if you alerted people on the way in with your loud gun. There's a blue box to the left. You see I shot it already. It's sparking. Make sure you shoot that. And then once the ruckus is done, follow that wire all the way back across a couple of streets to a building that's got 4 other wires coming out. Trace each of those wires to the blue box at the end and shoot them all. And then you're done. Find the exit and you're out. Next up is the complex at noon. Just follow your waypoint. You'll have to kill about 5 people before you get into the power station. head through these doors, and up to the left, you'll have to kill 3 more people. Then grab the depleted battery and take it over to this battery charger and then replace it and pull the lever. That will get you a video that plays and you can leave while it's playing. But instead of going back the way we came, we're going to turn left and head towards Igor's lab. We want to get the mostly naked character that's here, and they'll be running around this little open area, so make sure you shoot them. Also, right under Igor's lab is an alternate exit, so go ahead and use that and head on out. Now, I picked up a pile of trinkets since my loot's set to high, and I'm going to equip whatever I haven't equipped yet. So that's Sprinter, Crescendo, Never Say Die, Mobile Marksman, Hailfire, Perforator, and Crackshot. That's 9 already of the 36, so not too bad. So the game's still on rails at this point. You don't get to pick where to go, so we're at Fristed Rock in the afternoon. Just follow your waypoint over to this building and hack through the door and grab this piece of paper right here. Now, we're going to do a couple other things. You want to run out and across the way into this little bar and shoot both people here. One of them was the naked person. I know it's hard to see from that video, but we've now got 2 naked people done out of this. And then we're going to head to the right and go towards the water, and we're going to go down to the bunker. So just, again, 1-hit kills, no problem. Just shoot your way down there, hang a left when you get to the water, and head up into the bunker and grab this book right here. And then you can leave. So I mentioned that this run was kind of a train wreck, and this is where I started to make mistakes and go wrong. So I'm going to go back and forth between a run that shows you what you should be doing and my actual run that shows the effects of the errors that I made. So the first thing we're going to do on this is switch to 2 reprises, the default. We're going to get the Die Again trophy on this segment because it is the best time to do it is before you start infusing stuff. That way you don't really lose anything. So we're going to go into Updom as it forces us to do, and we're going to run to our apartment just like the story wants us to. When you get to your safe and look at the note, you'll have the Juliana invasion tutorial. Go ahead and run out the window and kill her and hack the antenna to complete that tutorial. Then we're going to run to the building with the wires coming out that we were at in the morning and go to the computer and grab the intel off of here. That means we can get into Frank's fireworks now. Now, we got a couple more things that we want to do. We want to get a piece of intel for Wenchie's quest, and that's at the party. So make your way straight up through here. You can shoot your way up and go in through the glass, shoot the glass on the roof here, go through these 2 doors and pick up this piece of paper, and that's what we're looking for. At that point, there's still a few things to do in here. So the first thing we're going to do is get ground up by Alexis's meat grinder. You have to die all the different ways for a trophy, and this is one of them. It's a great time to do it. So go ahead and run up to the main area of the party here and push this button, and when the door opens, run down in there and kill yourself. And then I'm going to just jump off the other 2 times, and that will perma-kill us and give us the trophy Die Again as well. So back to the actual run, I did not turn off infinite reprises, and I didn't know this till I was halfway through. I did equip 5 new trinkets, so we're up to 14. That's what you see right there. And then I went ahead and did the same thing that I just showed you, except I also forgot to get ground up by Alexis's meat grinder. So we'll come back to that. Okay, we're back to the fake run here, what you should be doing. It's pretty much the same. Just make sure you switch back to your infinite reprises now for the rest of the game if you got this trophy already. And then head through and grab all your stuff on the way in. This will be the last time you see this part of the level. And then head to your apartment again in Updom and get the stuff out of the safe. Also, make sure you pick up this nail gun off the desk. Very important that you do that. So then you'll get a tutorial about skipping time periods, which you have to do, and that'll take you to the complex in the afternoon. And this run here is from the practice run. It'll show you what you're supposed to do. And then we'll talk about the 2 largest mistakes I made in this run, which happened pretty much concurrently, right at the same time. And we'll get to that at the end. But first, let's talk about what you're supposed to do. So I sped up the video so you can see how to get to where we're going. We're going to try and kill all the Wengies in 90 seconds and get a quantum solution. And you want to run to the green building, kill 3 Wengies, and then jump right up onto the roof. And then once you're on the roof, just run across it and jump across to the balcony with the 2 Wengies over here. Kill those 2, and then the one across the way. Now, your loud gun is going to bring all of the Wengies, for the most part, up in here. So you can just kind of stand here and wait for them. There are 5 total across in the building, across the gap over there. So make sure you get all 5 of those. But basically, that's it. So you just kind of let them run up and see what's going on. There's one right there, and I think that's it for this part. There are 2 hiding, and they will not come up no matter how loud your gun is. But down here, whatever you're missing, you should be able to get them from the rail and then turn around and go back through this door and run right to this area, drop down under the sensor, and the final 2 Wenjis are right here. With a little bit of practice, you should be able to get that pretty repeatably in under 90 seconds, and that will give you the Quantum Solution trophy, and then also pieces of 8 for getting your first Visionary. Now, we're going to do something here real quick. We're going to go ahead and get depressurized. Remember I said you got to die a couple different ways, and the way to do that is right here in this area. Just go ahead and let the sensors get you and see it's taking our health away. Eventually you will die. And so once you do that, there's nothing else for you except to finish the infusion tutorial. So pick up the canister, suck the residual amount of Wenji, go back to the canister, stand in the chamber, and shoot the switch. Now, whatever gun you have will be infused automatically, and you will keep it for the rest of the game. And that's why you want to use the nail gun. You'll now have a silenced weapon for the rest of the game if you do it correctly. Now back to my train wreck actual run. So a couple of differences. First of all, I chose right now to get the Die Again trophy. So I made up for that, and I did okay with that. I got myself depressurized with my first death, and then I died one more time, and then the infusion was my third death. So I got the trophy right there. So that was a little mistake that got corrected. However, the big mistake, huge mistake that I made is right before I started this run, on my final practice run, I was looking at the trophy for infusing all the weapons, and I learned that the DLC weapon, the Helps prototype, was required. And without any thinking or any practice or any validation, I decided it would be more efficient to grab the Helps prototype here and infuse it during the tutorial rather than the nail gun. Terrible, terrible decision. You're going to see the consequences of it eventually. But for right now, we'll just leave it at that. Do not do what I just did. Infuse the nail gun. Trust me, just do it right here. But at least we're done with tutorials now. You can finally start using your days the way you want and going where you want to go. So let's go ahead and do that. On day 4, I'm calling it, we're going to go to Carl's Bay to start the day. And the first thing we're going to do is kill Harriet in a specific way, which we'll get to in a second. But this is the route that I like to use. It's pretty easy when you got a silenced weapon, this nail gun. Just run along this little area. There's 3 fellas to kill, or Eternalists to kill right here, and then you can go into Hangar 1. From Hangar 1, you don't have shift, so you got to jump up to this beam, but with your spring healed equipped, you should be able to do it. And then just head right up to this window right here and across the roof. You can shoot this glass right here and drop down, and that will silently get you across here and into Hangar 2. So when we get into Hangar 2, the first thing we're going to do is shoot the guy across the way, just to avoid some alerts, and jump across this plane. We, again, do not have blink or shift, so we have to do it the hard way. And then you can jump back across this plane. You can normally blink through here, but we don't have it, so we're just going to take the hit. And it doesn't matter if you die, we got infinite reprises. So basically, go ahead and clear out the Eternalists in here, but leave Harriet. And then we're going to basically try to kill her with poison. And the easiest way to do that is to come down to the lower area where she's at. There's a stairwell that's over here, and you want to trick her into coming around to this stairwell and then kick her down into the green goo. And basically that's what you want, is you want the poison to kill her. Now, you can do this by using her own gun and shooting it close to her, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong. As you see right there, she shot the gas and ignited it and died by explosion. The second time around, I killed her with the poison, but she had Nexus on me and I died as well. I still got the trophy though, so we'll take it. But basically, just keep repeating that until you can get that trophy for killing her in the poison. And then we're going to do one more thing real quick, which is jump down here and kill yourself with the poison as well. So that's another different type of death that we're done with. And then once all that hijinks is complete, just come over here and grab her residuum, and you'll get a trophy for that. And then grab the Nexus right here, and then all her trinkets. And then we've got a couple other things to do before we get out of here. So we just got to get the naked guy on this map. He walks back and forth in and out of the Dawn of Reason. So he's in this little alley or through this door right here. In this case, he was through the door. And then we're going to go to the Yerva, which is up in the corner, and answer all of the questions. I won't put the questions and answers there. You can look it up. There's lots of guides for that. And then when you're done, turn around and go to this safe right by the door. This is very important. This is the one that you got the code to from the book at Charlie and Fia's bunker yesterday. And this is a double whammy. This gives you the code or the cipher, everything you need to open the door to that bunker, but it also gives you the key, the code to Wenji's lab in the complex, which we need for her quest. So this is a double one, so make sure you check that out. And then you're pretty much done on a theoretical run if you do that for this cycle. But I'm going to talk about my train wreck run, my actual speed run here, my speed plat, and tell you what I did. So you notice I got the Helps prototype here, and I'm running around with that. So that was my first mistake, which I mentioned. And then my other mistake is I had infinite reprises turned off from the last cycle to get my Die Again trophy, and I completely forgot to turn it back on. So not only am I running around with a non-silenced weapon, I'm running around with 2 lives, and my goal was to kill Harriet with the poison, which takes a lot of tries, and then kill myself with the poison, and then do all this other stuff. And that, of course, didn't happen. So I still was able to kill Harriet and get her Nexus, which in retrospect, I'm not even sure you need at this point. You can probably do it post-game. But just as far as it goes, just keep that in mind that I still, on my actual run, have to go kill her with the poison and also kill myself with the poison. Okay, we're back to the good run, the theoretical run. We're at Fristed Rock at noon, and we're going to head down through the little cave here and turn right when you get to the end. That will be the main entrance of Fia's bunker. I'll refer to it a couple of times in this guide. The HZN door's to the left there, but you want to go through the door after you kill everything and break the glass to the right. And on this whiteboard is a code that you want to write down. It's a code to the delivery boxes, which you'll need for one of Charlie's games, and you will not find it anywhere else. So make sure you write it down for later. So from here, you should be able to go right back out and across the hall, and this will take you to like a little bathroom area. It is very important that you do not cause alerts, at least for Fia. She will push a button in here that will set the reactor timer going, and while you can defuse it, it is kind of difficult. You got to find the code while you're being shot at and stuff, and it's not a lot of fun. So it is definitely better to sneak, and this is a great way to sneak. You can just hack the camera there and then kill the 2 Eternalists. You can alert some Eternalists as long as you kill them quickly, just as long as you don't alert Fia. So once you come out the door, just head over to the left and then walk right along this bridge. You should be fairly well concealed after you kill the first 2 people. And when you get to this back corner with the stairs on the left, just peel right around the right corner and you can go right in this doorway and right through this door right here. And Fia should be standing there with her back to you. And just pop her with the nail gun, boom, silent, and you'll get the her specific kill trophy for not starting the reaction. If there's an alarm, then that means you got her mad and you want to restart immediately. It'll be a permadeath if you don't do it. So that's where we're at. That's the easy way to do it. If you're being good, if you get good, you can do that. But as you know me, I like to stay bad. So let's talk about what actually happened. So we started by adding 6 more trinkets to the list, take the field with us, so that's good. And then I neglected to infuse anything, which is going to really bite me here in a second. I killed the naked guy under the bar. He's behind the bar, I think, at noon, and then outside the bar in the afternoon. So we've now got both those versions of the naked person. And that's it for the good part of this run. So if I was ever going to swear on my channel, this would be the time when I would do it. So if you recall, I don't have a silenced weapon, and it's kind of important when you're in this area. I never did find where another nail gun was besides my apartment. So pretty much as soon as I pull the trigger inside this bunker, the countdown starts on the reactor and panic ensues. Now, I figure I'll just shoot my way through it. Whatever, not a big deal. I got infinite reprises, right? No, I don't. I also forgot to turn that off, so I still have 2 lives. And so the way you get out of a jam like this is to go to this door here and hack it. There's a wire sequence code that's right here on the counter that you need to read, and that is the order in which you want to pull the wires on the reactor if you can get to it. It's really hard to remember and write down and do it while you're under fire. And that is especially with limited reprises. So this was just a complete cluster. Now, you do need to die by the reactor for a trophy. And in retrospect, that would have been a smart thing to just crouch down here and try to stay alive for the countdown to end. But no, I tried to be a hero and tried to go disarm the thing. And it ended up basically insta-killing me because I hadn't infused anything. I also lost all the work that I did, not only in this segment, but in the one in the morning where I killed Harriet. So this was a really, really bad problem, and I don't know what I was thinking. But hopefully you will not make the same mistakes. Just come in here with infinite reprises and a silenced weapon and do it the right way. So I had to restart this loop. I did manage to kill Harriet with the health prototype, so that's one trophy at least. I also killed her with the poison, so I got that trophy from the good run, and I killed myself with the poison, so we kind of caught up. Juliana also invaded, and I got a Nexus upgrade, but that's kind of irrelevant. So I was smart this time and did some infusing, my Nexus and the upgrade I got from Juliana there. I also fused the 4-pounder that I picked up off of Harriet with the poison rounds and the Strelak 50/50, so that's 2 more weapons out of that. I still don't have a silenced weapon, so we got to go in loud in here. So I got in here, got on the counter, looked at the code, eventually managed to disarm the reactor and kill Fia in time and grab her stuff and get the heck out of here. And that was that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. It's getting a little bit long. We'll pick it up in part 2. We're about halfway through day 4. There's 8 before we get to credits in my particular run. So not too bad. Made some big mistakes, but we'll correct it eventually. Thank everybody for watching this, and hopefully it helps you get where you got to go and get all these trophies. And I will catch you in the next video. In the meantime, stay bad, people. Non-gone is gone.